Greetings and welcome. This is Rajiv Makhni on the Cell Guru Show. We've got a jam-packed show for you. All the great goodies that you've been wanting. The big review, the Moto Edge 30, priced at $27,999. World's thinnest 5G phone, 778G plus chipset. So this is the first phone with that chipset. Triple rear camera. Motorola does have an edge over the competition, and this one absolutely proves it. Let's move on now to our very famous Qualcomm segment, something everybody waits for every fortnight. And I really enjoy bringing this segment to you because this is where technology makes a real difference. And we show you a sneak peek at the latest iQOO Neo 6. Our top story today is the Moto Edge 30, the world's thinnest 5G phone. 778G plus chipset makes it India's debut with this phone. 50 megapixel primary sensor, and we found the camera to be great. 144Hz refresh rate screen. Small battery compared to the competition at about 4020, but then remember, world's thinnest 5G phone. So this is great, but let's take a look at what else it has in our review.
Motorola Edge 30 is the company's latest offering in an already competitive mid-range segment. It comes as the successor to the Moto Edge 20 and is the more affordable version of the Moto Edge 30 Pro launched earlier this year. The Moto Edge 30, however, comes with a lot of firsts. In a segment that is already dominated by the likes of Xiaomi, OnePlus and Realme, does Motorola have a chance? We find out in our Cell Guru review. The Moto Edge 30 is a well-built, sturdy device and is the world's thinnest 5G phone to be launched. It has a sleek design measuring a mere 6.79 mm and is extremely lightweight at 155 grams. The phone is made of polycarbonate and the back is acrylic, but these materials do not make the phone look any less premium. The thin design makes the phone easy to hold and feels comfortable to use with one hand. However, the back panel of the phone is prone to smudges, including the camera bump, and hence it is best to keep the back cover on at all times. Unlike the Moto Edge 30 Pro, the Edge 30 has a smaller screen at 6.55 inches. It is a POLED panel with a full AC plus resolution. The thin bezels help provide an immersive viewing experience. It has a punch hole for the front camera which turns invisible after a few days of use. The 144Hz refresh rate makes for some buttery smooth scrolling. We enjoyed high quality, crystal clear visuals thanks to the 10-bit color depth. The experience of watching HD content was plenty good and impressed us immensely. Plus, the fingerprint scanner under the panel is also pretty fast. The Moto Edge 30 is equipped with two stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos support. The sound is loud and clear. If you're someone who loves listening to audiobooks and podcasts or watching content on your phone, you will definitely not be disappointed. With companies putting all in when it comes to the camera, the Motorola has left no stone unturned for the same. The Moto Edge 30 comes with a triple camera setup. The rear module includes a 50 megapixel primary sensor with optical image stabilization, a 15 megapixel ultra-wide camera and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. There is also a 32 megapixel sensor on the front. You can switch on the camera app by flicking the phone twice, and if you flick it again while the camera is open, it will switch on to the front camera. The 50 megapixel primary sensor did a decent job indoors, however, where the camera did a really good job was outdoors. The photographs are bright and colors are well saturated. The dynamic range is just as good. The details at times seem overprocessed. The ultra-wide camera gets pretty decent too. The shots taken indoors look good, but at the same time are softer compared to the primary sensor. Once you take it outside, the dynamic range, colors, details are very similar to the primary sensor. Coming to the macro lens, we were pretty impressed with the details, but not with the colors. We felt the colors were washed out, and when it comes to portrait mode, the camera is great. A good bokeh effect with a natural depth of field. Lastly, the 32 megapixel front camera is a huge disappointment. The photos added a red or pinkish tint to every skin tone, and it did not seem natural in any way. As for all the power under the hood, it comes with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 778G plus chipset, making its debut in India with this phone. The phone runs on Android 12 and performs amazingly well. Motorola does promise Android 13 and 14 along with 3 years of security updates. The lack of bloatware and close to stock UI make the user experience amazing. It handles multi-tab browsing, social media and other day-to-day activities with ease. The phone did not disappoint when we played graphic-heavy titles like Call of Duty Mobile and Shadow Fight. Thanks to the powerful chipset, using the phone was a breeze and we have no complaints on this front. But the fast performance is not supported by a big battery. Unlike its competitors, the Edge 30 has a 4020 mAh battery that supports 33-watt fast charging. And we were left a bit disappointed. The small battery could also be one of the big reasons for its lightweight. We managed one-day usage on a single charge. So if you want to binge watch your favorite show or catch up on a movie, keep that charger handy. Priced at $27,999, the Moto Edge 30 has its pros and cons. If a good design, powerful performance and great display are what you're looking for, then this is the phone you should consider. However, if the camera and battery are your top priority, then you might want to look at some other phone in the same category.
Let's move on now to our Qualcomm segment, where I'm going to tell you a very interesting story about a treehouse. The most common thing we all heard during the COVID-19 pandemic was that we are all in this together and how we will all come out of it even stronger. Education was something that did take a back seat and actually took quite a fall during this period. Children from very poor families studying in government and municipal schools across the country stared at disruption in their studies without any access to technology or devices, or for that matter, even the internet. Online classes amid the coronavirus lockdown had become the order of the day. This specific community and group of people really struggled. I mean, they didn't have the devices, they didn't have the resources. Everything was a major problem. There were a handful of people who did something admirable to bring about a change in this very dire situation. And today I'm going to present to you one such story that proved that beyond a shadow of a doubt. Is the story of a school teacher in Karnataka who did something that not only helped bring students together, but also ensured their seamless education. In the times of COVID, CS Satisha built a makeshift room. It was a tree house on top of a mango tree, just so that he could get access to a cellular network and continue teaching his students. Satisha is literally making online education top-notch.
Satisha is a government school teacher at the primary school in Mullur village in Karnataka's beautiful Kodagu district. During the COVID pandemic lockdown, when offline classes were completely stopped, he was keen to make sure his students had no break in their education.
ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಮಾರ್ಚು ತಿಂಗಳು ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ, ಇದ್ದಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಂತೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಏನು ಶಾಲಾ ಕಾಲೇಜುಗಳಿಗೆ ರಜೆ ಅಂತ ಘೋಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಿತು.
But Satisha is a smart teacher with a smartphone and a passion to make sure his students' education is not disrupted.
ಆವಾಗ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ವ್ಯಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ವ್ಯಾಟ್ಸಪ್ಪಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ನ ಕಳಿಸುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಗೂಗಲ್ ಮೀಟ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಏನು ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋಣ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಅದೊಂದು ಇಂಟ್ರಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ದೆ. ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಹಂತಕ್ಕೆ ತರೋದೇ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಯಿತು.
But like thousands of his teacher colleagues around the state and the country, for Satisha to get a good enough signal for online classes was not so simple.
ಮನೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್. ನಾವು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬಂದು ಇದ್ರ ತಳಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತ್ಕೋತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದು, ಮಳೆ ಬೇರೆ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಆ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ.
Instead of getting defeated by the problems of connectivity, Satisha decided to think outside the box. He had noticed that he could get some phone signal on his smartphone if he climbed up his mango tree a little bit, but obviously he couldn't take classes out on a limb. The solution? This treehouse.
And what a treehouse it is, designed to catch the attention of the young children in grades 1 to 5, who are Satisha students. Offline classes have started once again, but Satisha continues to take his online classes for his students every single evening to help them become more comfortable with their lessons.
Reshma,
what's perfect for is for writing. Nail cutter. What is nail cutter for? It's for cutter nail.
ಹಗ್ಲಿಡಿ ಮಗು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಅದನ್ನ ಕಲಿತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ನೋಟ್ ಪುಸ್ತಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಸಂಜೆ ನಾನು ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ವಿವರಣೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಮಗು ಅದನ್ನ ಓದ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು.
ಸೆಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಎಲ್ಲ
ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತದ್ದು. ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರುವಂತ ಫೋನ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶೇರ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಏನ್ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ರು ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶೇರ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ವಾಯ್ಸು ಕೂಡ ಕ್ಲಾರಿಟಿ ಇತ್ತು.
And the students are responding beautifully.
ರೂಢಿಯಿಂದ ಬಂದಂತದ್ದು ಈಗ ನಾವಿಟ್ಟಂತ ಹೆಸರುಗಳಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಹಿಂದೆಯಿಂದಲೂ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿರೋ.
I like the online class and sir, I'm very proud of my sir.
ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಸತೀಶ್ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಬಂದಮೇಲೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ವಿದ್ಯಾಭ್ಯಾಸ ಕಲಿಸಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲವ ಕಾರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗೋ ಮಕ್ಕಳೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಅಷ್ಟು ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಪಾಠ ಆಗಲಿ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸೇ ಆಗಲಿ, ಇದೇ ಆಗಲಿ, ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ನು ಸಹ ಅದೇ ಥರ ಇಟ್ಟವ್ರೆ.
In places where not every student has access to a smartphone, children living close to each other get together for the online classes.
ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಂದ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಏನು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಏನು ನಮ್ಗಿಂತ ಬೇಗ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಆ ದಿವಸ ಮಗು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, ಒಂದ್ ದಿವಸ ಮಗುಗೆ ನಿನ್ನ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ನ ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡಪ್ಪ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಆ ಮಗು ಮನೇಲಿ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ನ ಕೂರ್ತ ನಾನು ಗೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ಏನೇನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ. ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ ಅಜ್ಜ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ಕೂರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಈಸ್ ಮೈ ಫಾದರ್ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತು, ವ್ಯಾಕ್ಯಾಬ್ಯುಲರಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಆನಂತರ ನಾವು ಬಾಯಿಪಾಠ ಮಾಡೋದ್ಕಿಂತ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋದಾಗ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕಲಿಕೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಮನೇಲಿರುವಂತ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಸಾಕು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳನ್ನ ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಇದು ಹಸು, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ 2 ಕೋಡಿದೆ, 4 ಕಾಲುಗಳಿದೆ, ಇದು ಜನರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು.
Satisha spent his own money to build this tree house. It was a labor of love.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ರೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಬಟ್ ಅವ್ರು ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು ಇನೋವೇಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಮುಂಚೆಯಿಂದಲೂ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಇದೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಒಂಥರನೇ.
ಬಟ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಸತೀಶ್ ಡನ್ ಎ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವರ್ಕ್ in his profession using technology in rural area, how students gain knowledge or how students learn something through technology. He is model for our teacher community for using technology to empower the learning in rural area. This is the main thing. I hope that he is very committed and very passionate teacher.
A smart teacher with a smartphone, a true inspiration to so many others.
Talk about higher education. Satisha is a teacher who took things to a whole new level when he decided that his students would have uninterrupted online education even with unreliable signal. He simply built a classroom up here in his mango tree and continued to teach from right here. With DM Kumar, Maya Sharma in Kodagu district of Karnataka for NDTV.
Wow, what an incredible story. But now let's go and meet Satisha and find out how he did all of this. What an incredible story of doing something so amazing and against all odds. When did the idea strike you and how many people made fun of you in the beginning?
ಈ ರೀತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಆಯಿತು, ಮರದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ, ಆವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತು. ಆಗೇನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೈಟಿಗೆ ಬಂದರೆ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು. ಈ ಸ್ಥಳೀಯ ಸಾಮಗ್ರಿಗಳನ್ನು ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಆಗ ಜನ ಅಂದರೆ ಇದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದ್ದು ಇದೊಂದು ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್ ಥರ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ.
Okay, that's amazing. Now tell me, what features do you value in your current smartphone for online teaching and what would you want to add?
ಬಟ್ ನಾವು ಗೂಗಲ್ ಮೀಟ್ ಆ್ಯಪ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ನೇರ ಸಂದರ್ಶನ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಕೂಡ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಕಲಿಕೆನ ನಾವು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಾವೇನು ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ಫೋನಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು. ಕ್ಲಾರಿಟಿನೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಜೊತೆ ನಮಗೆ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಟಿಯಾಗಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
And how do you think your smartphone is ahead of the rest of the bandwagon?
ಒಂದು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಮಕ್ಕಳದು ಏನು ನಾವು ಏನೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಾಕುವಂಥದ್ದು ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶೇರ್, ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಇದಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಹೈ ದರ್ಜೆ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಏನು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಲಾರಿಟಿನ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಅಂಶ ಈ ನಾನು ಸದ್ಯ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರುವಂತಹ ಫೋನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಇದ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ನಾವು ಕಲಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಸಾಧಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
Now let's go and meet Murali Krishna, B Chief Operating Officer, Xiaomi India. Hi, welcome to the show. Now, you know, there have been a lot of learnings from online classes in terms of technology. One such case is Satish, which you saw, where thanks to the smartphone's fast processing, he was able to connect with his students. When you design a phone, how important is it to have a good camera for video calling, a fast processor for seamless connectivity, and other such stuff?
Smartphones have become these magical devices that change pretty much our entire lives. To design a good smartphone, of course, you need a good display, you need a big battery with fast charging, but the two things that truly complete that experience would be good fast processing capability, which is power efficient, and also a great camera for you to take those pictures, those videos, and of course, participate very, very effectively in those video calls.
Fantastic. But tell me, how does your brand's association with Qualcomm Snapdragon actually help for the future?
Qualcomm and Xiaomi have had a long history of collaboration, and with this successful partnership, we've been able to deliver devices that truly democratize technology.
Snapdragon is calling all the Cell Guru fans to join their global community. It's called Snapdragon Insiders. This gives you access to the latest scoop on Snapdragon technology, a chance to connect with the experts behind the scenes, premium experiences, exclusive contests, and much more. I am a Snapdragon Insider, and you can become one too by simply following the details on your screen. Also, give yourself a chance to win a Snapdragon smartphone by participating in the NDTV Snapdragon contest. Once again, all the details are right in front of you. Let's take a quick break right now on the Cell Guru Show. When we come back, lots more happening. Let's do something very, very unusual. I'm actually going to do a very, very quick unboxing and first impression of the iQOO Neo 6. I will do a complete review next week, but let's see. iQOO Neo 6 says that they have the power to win your heart. Is that true? Well, first of all, I have to say this is an absolutely gorgeous phone. Look at the gradient and the color on this. Very different looks, fantastic, great hand feel. Snapdragon 870 processor. At this point, this is a great chipset. 870 really gives you great gaming, absolutely stunning gaming on it. And then the screen, 6.62-inch E4 AMOLED display, fast refresh rate, and even faster touch sampling rate. And what's really great is the cameras on the phone. We tried it out and the cameras really performed. I mean, obviously this is something where iQOO is really making a change now. Their cameras were okay earlier, now it's fantastic. Super fast 80-watt charger also can charge this phone from 0 to 50 in just 12 minutes. And that's not it. 4700 mAh battery also easily will last you a day or two. So according to me, great build quality, amazing display, good stereo speakers, super fast charging, good battery backup. I think this phone does have the power to win my heart, but the big review comes up next week. That then was the Cell Guru Show for this week, but do remember to join me next week. We've got some fantastic stuff for you, including of course the iQOO Neo 6.